that we didn't even think about or know about, like Stephen Hawking, dude, right? What is up with Stephen Hawking, man? He was on Epstein Island, and this guy, they could have just taken control of him and run him from a wheelchair and just programmed his, electronic computer voice to say whatever the heck they wanted about physics, man. I don't know who to trust or what to trust with mainstream physics, because so many of these guys were out partying on Epstein's Island, while they're, running, some of the most extensive gravity research. And what was the Kip Thorne, Penrose gravity? There's an old picture that with all these guys, who basically started all this theory back in the 60s and stuff, man. And these guys have been leading physics for the past, 60 since the 60s. So this is like 60 years now that these guys have been in charge and pushing this one view of physics. Yeah, it's totally possible they all could be gatekeepers that, pushed, they all silenced the real truth about gravity. They're all gravity scientists too. So it's very possible all these gravity scientists are completely compromised to shut out the truth. And it's pretty nuts, dude. Oh, who was that? I was just gonna bring. There was a guy in backstage, dude. Oh, there's Bernie.
Hello.
How's it going?
Did you cover or yet play the new supposed cowbell alien video of the jellyfish UFO or UAP yet?
Oh yeah. Well, I had it on the Twitter.
God. I took one look of Truth Seekers was covering it earlier, and it's like, are you kidding me? It's literally like that flat earther dude that was in balloons in a lawn chair, like, or whatever the fuck it was. Like, is it not just like balloons and some dude on a lawn chair that is like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, what, dude? Look at or this, right?
Yeah, that right. Like,
there's so many balloon setups, that videos that it could be, right? So, this was the
okay, or a Chinese balloon, aka like a dragon party balloon. I'm not saying like a spy balloon. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've seen the lawn chair Larry videos and stuff with a guy in a lawn chair and a bunch of balloons carrying him over, but it looks kind of similar to that too, maybe. But again, the size of it looks to me more like a bunch of party balloons.
Yeah, a bunch of balloons.
Like, yeah, dude, they get that. I know.
Or at best, it could also potentially be a guy on a jetpack.
Right? Or how about about the you ever heard of the flying platforms?
Yeah. Or that could be a Project Bluebeam of a hologram in the sky.
So what are those things called? The flying platform, WASP. Yeah, they're called the WASP. You ever seen this thing before?
Yeah, those are epic. So were those Grebennikov powered, or were those some like?
No, they could only run for like 15 minutes, and they were gasoline powered, or kerosene. I think they might even be kerosene powered, and they were extremely loud. They're like wicked loud.
Okay, so that's conventional powered. That's not made from bike wings, like is so often claimed.
No, these aren't the bug wing things. These are real. This is called the Williams X Jet. Okay. Can look this up.
That's why you're awesome. You actually know these things. Oh yeah, you can see the jet right there at the bottom of it. It's like they're often attached to Grebennikov's work and claims that this is evidence of his work by the Soviets.
Right. Yeah. This is put out by those guys too. Yeah. A lot of hoaxers have repurposed the real thing. But
So were these used in filming the original Star Wars?
right, the speeder bikes, dude, they look so much like the friggin' Star Wars things, right?
They totally do.
I love how they're so old, dude. Look at this thing.
Yeah, like
This is like from the 80s or something, dude. You could just tell by like the clothes and the hair, you know?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. The clothes and the hair, exactly that.
Those are the tests that were done on this thing. It's yeah, they made a bunch of these flying platforms, but yeah, you can look it up. It's the Williams X Jet. There've been a number of these different models of it, but it's essentially this. Here's the guts of it. If we can open it up, yeah, jet flight without wings. It's kind of like almost like a jetpack, dude.
Oh wow. Like one bullet to the front of that thing and you're
Yeah.
gone.
Well,
That's
it's
what's not disclosed.
I know they went off on so many different models for these jetpacks, dude. It's pretty crazy over the year. I mean, this is like the Rocketeer was something they really wanted and pursued. But yeah, 1974. I think this is in the
Wow.
Smithsonian if you go and I'm not
Oh,
sure.
the Smithsonian has it. So then it's like, really, right? The military has technology that's 50 years ahead of us. Finally, we're getting like drones and stuff that might be able to let us fly around in these sort of things. This was in the 70s. So what do they have now?
Yeah, this was 1974. So and it looks I mean, this was a heavy platform that was made for that could made to lift and fly around a human pilot. So I just imagine, if it's just a balloon, I don't know. I just don't see these videos being actionable intelligence of anything, like they're and people are like, oh, why would you promote that MH370 video? It's so fake and I hate it and I'm tired of hearing about it. And it's because there's actionable intelligence with the espers,
And just Diego Garcia.
Diego Garcia, that secret military base. They got satellite based infrared technology. It's just the way it moves. It looks like a balloon. The buoyancy,
It
dude.
truly looks like a balloon.
It's not doing anything super
And this
crazy,
is
dude.
why the cowbell Jeremy is straight government disinfo, because he's bringing you balloons and being like, "Ooh, I've
Well,
got
again,
20 minutes of it going under the water, but I can't show
yeah,
you that."
he's a useful idiot. He's being used by his insider sources who he trusts, and they're basically playing him as an agent of disinformation by getting him to release these crap videos, which
Exactly. It's the same as the Bob Lazar, just they get played by the government.
right. They put these fake scientists out and to hide and distract. They hide the real scientists and distract people with the fake scientists who don't have degrees and don't have real physics and don't have real knowledge of the real programs. It's all designed and it's
So Jeremy,
all
I just have to run to the store quickly. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. The polar vortex is hitting Canada hard right now. How's the winter out there?
dude. We got over a foot of snow over the weekend, but it's not snowing right now anymore. So, but
God,
yeah.
it's gonna be
Good luck
20.
out there, and I'm gonna bring some other people on. Here's a new face. Here's some new faces and some old faces. What's up, guys? You got any questions? Anything you want to share? I'll let
Can you hear
John
me?
go first. What's up, brother? You can. I don't know if we can hear you, but what brings you here tonight? And there's the stream. All right, we'll figure out your microphone and the other situation,
Testing.
man. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
Hey, you hear me? Okay. How's it going? How you doing?
Good, man. Just trying to take in the new Hollywood
Hold it.
disclosure.
Dealing with the winter.
Yeah, man. Here in New England.
New England. That's up there. So yeah, no, I saw something a few years back. Within the 3 weeks time span, two different things that looked like something you just brought up. It wasn't a balloon though. It looked like three balloons together orbiting while it was moving in one direction, and they looked solid, you know. And then a couple weeks later, I saw three cubes in the same order, same kind of doing the same thing. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I saw, and they were both about the same height above the ground. And if I remember correctly, the cubes were moving south near about maybe 3,000 feet or 2,000 feet above the ground, moving south at about 45, 50 miles an hour. And the three spheres that I saw were moving west off the ocean, right over my house. Actually, they were in different areas in Miami though, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago. And the color of these things looked like like when you're heating up a piece of steel and the color change it gives you, that hue.
Yeah,
That's
the
the kind
black
of
body
coloring they had.
radiation.
Like you're heating up steel, the colors like that. Those
Yep.
kind of colors.
Oh yeah.
And it had a solid appearance to it. At first looking at it, I assumed it was balloons, but I looked closer and I just noticed it just
Do you have
doesn't.
a video or a link to anything you can post
I
in the private
wish.
chat, man?
I,
Yeah, if
I,
anyone
I
has any
wish.
other things they'd like to jump on and share it, man, there's the I just posted the
I wish I had a video. Some of the things I've seen, I wish I could have filmed it. I got my phone now. Back in those days, I had a regular old phone. I'm not a camera guy, dude.
Yeah, man, I think it's just crazy that in TMZ's putting this disinfo piece out with the fake actors, right as all this stuff is starting to heat up, man, and they don't have anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, for sure, there's plenty of technology out there other than our own. I mean, that's not a hard to deduce. Anybody with a little bit of process of elimination skills can come to that conclusion. We are definitely not the only ones with technology of any kind.
Hey, so yeah, you can jump in if you want, man. I don't know if you're familiar with the channel, but we do a lot of disclosure work here. I've been interviewing scientists trying to get to the truth about how far did they get, when. And so what do you think? Do you think that they cracked this in the 50s and they covered it all up, or do you think that they've still been working on it in secret?
I think high voltage is a lot to do with potentializing a craft to work against any type of an energy field. You're going to need a high potential. So I'm sure they cracked it in the 50s. It's just not something
They must
your
have cracked
layman
some of
can.
this stuff, but as far as like the real physics goes, it's not it's not like an easy thing. Feynman wrote that book, six not so easy pieces, and
Well,
kind
to
of.
create large craft, and that's probably not so easy. But I've seen small examples of aluminum foil and just giving them high voltage flyback arcs, and they will balance and I don't know, have lift or ion lift or whatever you want to call it. It clearly demonstrates
Where's the
a form of propulsion using high voltage without fuel of any kind other than electricity.
I wanted
And,
to
you
bring
know,
up this paper that oh, let me find it here.
I think they call them asymmetrical capacitors, and, you know, and they work, but they're small craft, and it's not something.
Here it is.
You know, the big craft, that's a different story. You know, a lot of mass, and you know, you're entering a new realm of building something.
Well, this is super cool. Eric Weinstein shared this with me, and Peter Gilkey, Andrew Hansen, and Toru Iguchi. This paper, really interesting because, you know, we've been talking about these toruses, these fractal toruses, these fields, all this physics and stuff. And this is really great outline of a lot of the mathematics that we need in order to describe what, you know, we want to do. So now we have math to attribute to a lot of the physical situations and scenarios. And one of the things that I thought was, you know, real interesting about these, you know, it talks about coordinate mappings, you know, how to construct all the mathematical tools that you need to construct and build a universe here. And this is good. This is really good stuff. A good overview and outline of a lot of key mathematical terms, but it also gets deep on a lot of this stuff. I watched this video today, which I shared on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, because I'm not on Facebook anymore. I deleted it because Mark Zuckerberg, don't trust him anymore. So selling of all of our data and information out to Big Brother. Real nasty guy. So I got off that platform, but I'm on Twitter now under Elon, you know, cyborg Musk, who's trying to, you know, make the Neuralink implant. I don't know why his company would do that, unless other than turning humans into the Borg. But, you know, not much better. But again, at least a little bit fairer on free speech, and there's no shadow ban. So I know I'm not just wasting my time writing and posting articles that nobody will ever see because they're completely shadow banned out of all. You know, I've gotten a couple posts that have gotten like 800 or 900 likes on Twitter before, but I never got that kind of exposure. I got that kind of exposure a couple times on some of the pages that I was created or was admin on, and I was getting some information out to those. Those got quickly shut down once I started posting real good info and spreading real good information on them, and they were shadow banning those posts too. So it's real crazy how they've created an information quarantine. And
once they blockchain these social media platforms, you can't shadow ban no more.
Yeah, exactly. So we've done a good job of breaking through organically. We have a huge network of other content producers who follow me in my research because it's often cutting edge and groundbreaking. So we've broken through in a lot of ways just through our reputation in with the information that we provide here and stuff. So one of the cool things that I got out of this was this concept of Durham cohomology. And I thought that was a real interesting topic because when you look into Durham cohomology, it's this penetration through space-time. It has this curvature. And there's this whole new concept that comes out of understanding what a differential is, or what a derivative is. So the derivative that we were all
Pressure
taught in
differential.
calculus and that they're all taught in regular school is just a one case version of a much deeper concept that connects topology with calculus, which is just mind blowing. But it's also it gives us a window into the fabric of the cosmos, the fabric of space time, and that as you penetrate space-time, it curves and curls, which is why, as an electron travels through space, it produces a magnetic field that curls around the wire. And it's all differential topology, and it's all these innate mathematical physics at the quantum level. And understanding these topological structures and the holes in the topology and what kind of forms you can create, I think this is going to have a lot to do with these hyperdimensional physics and breaking through the warp field, to generate the warp fields that we need to create. So we've already created a low-level detectable, very small detectable warp field using these fractal antenna systems, and
Would you say what they call entropy, is that the same thing as slowing down?
Entropy is just things going from order to chaos. So that's a
Oh, I
tendency.
thought it was like things slowing down, like
It's a
I don't know
tendency
why.
for systems to become more disordered over time through a tendency toward random interactions, and
Less
there's
or
nothing
less alignment, you mean? Like losing alignment,
like
polarization, like like less like like you have things are like the curvature, like you say the curvature of space-time, that's a curve, right? That curve is shaping everything, into its curve. So if you have losing the curve or something, saying like less of a curve, or it's hard to understand that the term entropy for me. I don't know.
well, entropy is more like systems of things when and their reactions with each other. So it's a lot of that statistical mechanics, like Boltzmann statistics, and it's just a convenient way of modeling thermodynamic systems. But be careful with the models, because you can model thermodynamic systems with these types of equations in the math, and it works, and you can use it for calculations and stuff. But all physicists agree that this is not actually what things are doing on the quantum physical scale. There's other processes involved, which obey these rules over probability in large functional groups, but the individual physics that's actually occurring is it's a little bit more complex and innate.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what started the curve? What created the curve?
It's like it's weird, because all in across nature you have all these physical systems, like a solar system is a sun with a bunch of planets that as it
Yeah,
goes
but
through
everywhere
space,
you look, there's the curvature.
there's that curvature. You have it in the atoms, you have it in atom electrons orbiting around a nuclei, you have it in so many different systems where it's in magnetism, and so many different physical systems, it's this common theme. So if we were going to come up with one equation to describe the whole universe, or a theory of everything, it's going to look like that model, because that's what we see on the
You
small
mean the curvature model?
scales, and then even on the biggest scale, the cosmos, of all the stars and solar masses orbiting around central galactic point, this giant black hole at the center of a galaxy. So again, you have all
I mean,
those.
correct me if I'm wrong. You can't send anything out into space and have it go completely straight. It'll eventually start curving no matter what you do, right? Even if you're going to have to keep your thing going straight, it won't want to go straight, even if you send it out straight to begin with.
You know what, you have a lot of times they rifle bullet, that's the rifling on the barrel of a gun, because if you just shoot a bullet out the end of a barrel of a gun, it's not going to go straight, and they
It's
rifle
already
the barrel.
spinning. It's spinning from the get-go.
What the definition of the rifle is, the rifling is it adds angular momentum to your bullet, so it stays on a straighter path, and that's why rifles are more accurate than other types of weapons, which don't which don't add that angular
So
momentum.
giving it spin actually keeps it a little straighter, but it's nonetheless not straight, not 100% straight. And if you didn't have the spin, you'd lose your even less straight. It'd be even less of a straight of a line, right? Without the spin.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah. You lose that angular momentum vector, and it's easier to get. It's either at every point is easier to get off the path. Whereas if you have that angular momentum, you're holding yourself locked to staying more in a straight line. Definitely. Yeah. The Nerf Screamer football, right? The same idea with a football. So you put the spin on the football because it keeps it, the angular momentum keeps it more accurate. Exactly. Yeah, the longer barrel as well also helps stabilize the trajectory, but there's a limit. You could have a 2-mile long barrel. Is that how much is that gonna really help? And there's calculations for that. So what do you think happens if the power went off and everything that was working no longer functions? That's a great question. And I've talked about that for a while and told people always be ready, always be prepared for that event. And that's why we have the ham radio operators standing by, because when everything shuts down, we'll all be talking over ham radio. And, that's everything will go back to the 1920. Everything will go back 100 years and forms.
Well, if there's no power left, at least they won't be able to fight wars anymore.
Oh, they'll still find a way, I'm sure. They got backup systems and backup systems, and I talk about.
Yeah, well, fuel. How long is that going to last?
Yeah, who knows? But in any case, yeah, I'm not going to get into that thing. That's just, there's no actionable intelligence there either. It's just a stupid distraction. So, yeah,
I don't think the power will ever go out. They can't afford to have it.
I think in order to operate a ham radio, you need a ham radio operator's license, and you need to register and everything. It's a real easy process, and it's like a small community of a bunch of geeks who would be more than happy to have another friend to talk to. So definitely look into it and get involved and get your license and get registered if you're not already, so that we can be the ones holding the world together when it all goes down. And so, yes, dude. Yeah,
I'm thinking what might have started the curvature is some kind of a force, pressure. Some other force is out there to create the curve to make it so that things have to curve.
Oh, we
got to call that gravity.
In the house, dude. Pretty cool.
What happened to John there? Technical difficulties.
Yeah, man, we're almost at the 2-hour mark, so I think we're gonna we'll wrap it up here, and we'll hang out backstage and talk more about this. I got to dive more into this physics and the math in that paper that Eric sent me. What I found so far has been pretty interesting, and I got some other people coming on to teach me more and dive into that a little deeper and really get on the core geometric unity of our universe. If it's a torus and we can create a fractal torus, we create these toral fractals, then it might be able to open up a wormhole. That would be pretty amazing. And I'll keep you posted if we do. Until then,
yeah, I'm sure you'll disappear. You're not going to be able to keep someone posted.
Yeah, I don't know if we will, man. It seems to me like, it's going to get picked up by LIGO, and we'll have
even if they made a portal, I'm not going in that thing unless I know it's going to come out somewhere where I know it's going to come out,
Jesus. Well, it's all in that 1979 NASA patent, according to Bob Greenier, right here on page, there it is, page number 6, figure 3, the field resonance system. So there you go. Now we get the math. So we'll be able to figure out the math to describe that and really nail it. And then we'll have something interesting to look at, and for the physicists to look at. So, hey, keep up the good work, guys. We're definitely getting recognized in a lot of different circles in the communities, and we just have to keep getting better, smarter people on, and try to put our best feet forward in all this, and not get distracted with stuff that is not going to lead anywhere, or pan out, or bring us anywhere. So, again, good luck to Jeremy Corbell and all those mainstream Hollywood UFO version of this. But maybe they'll reach out to me and talk about the technologies and the whole physics side of this, and psyop side and all that. That would be great. So see if you guys can't go to tmz.com and tell them what you want to hear about, and I'd appreciate that very much if everyone could help, though.
And post any videos you get of a UFO. Post it online.
Well, hopefully I'll get the smart people on, and then I'll try to explain it in the way I understand it, so that us dumb people can understand it, because some of this stuff is really, really advanced and really high level physics and math stuff. So try our best, man, to try to be a good science communicator and let people know that part of it's just letting all these young kids out there know that this stuff exists, and what they want to study in college, and what they want to learn and dig into and become with their lives, because it's just so much more than what they're showing these kids on TV these days. And there's just so many people that are like lost or depressed. They don't know what to do or what's going on with it, man. So most of it's just to show the kids what that the future is just, you live in the most opportune time in all of human history, man. Like, this is a pre-disclosure. We're on the verge and cusp of disclosure right now. And, stuff is coming out right now that is just going to blow people's minds over the next couple decades. And to be part of this, and to be in on the ground, where you can get in on the ground level of all this stuff, it's the best time in history to be alive, in my opinion. And people should take advantage of that more, man. We all need to look at the positive sides of this. Yeah, that we're fighting against some demons and a lot of evil in this world right now.
We live in a time where the old technology is meeting the new.
It's right. And it's happening. So it's going to be a wild year, that's for sure. Guys, thank you all. I'm gonna wrap it up here on all the channels, Burn.
Okay,
and
for sure.
And let's
good note
tell everyone to
for sure.
Stay tuned. We're gonna have some awesome broadcasts and awesome streams coming up. So take care, guys, and keep the hope alive. This information war is not over at all.